The Bad Boys are back with Bad Boys Ride or Die. So here are my thoughts on it. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share what you thought of Bad Boys Ride or Die over my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out once this video is over. If you enjoy this video, click the like button and be sure to subscribe because that really does help, and I would appreciate it. And with all that said, let's just get straight into the review talking about the good. And when it comes to Bad Boys Ride or Die, this was a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I thought it had the best elements of what makes the Bad Boys franchise work. It had everything that I wanted from the Bad Boys movies, and I think in doing so, this is probably my favorite film in the Bad Boys franchise. I would definitively say this is probably better than Bad Boys for Life, which has been considered the best, but I like this one more than Bad Boys for Life. One of the main reasons for that is that, of course, the two leads, Mike and Marcus, played by Will Smith and, I was going to say Marcus Burnett there, Martin Lawrence, they just have great chemistry, a nice dynamic, just like they do in all of the other Bad Boys movies. It carries on to here, and it's fun to watch them now, because they've still got it. The original Bad Boys came out in 1995, 30 years ago, or 29 years ago right now. And it's fun to watch them because they still have their charm. And they still have all the energy that you want from these Bad Boys characters. It also changes up the dynamic just enough in this film, because it's not just the two leads, it's also Mike Lowry's son, who they've established in the previous Bad Boys movie. It also throws in his son in the mix throughout the entire runtime. He's not just a side character, he is a main part of the story and the way it plays out. And I thought that changed the dynamic up just enough, especially watching the dynamic between Will Smith and his son in the movie, because they're kind of heated towards each other as they don't entirely know each other. They don't know entirely how to bond with each other, and it changes the dynamic just enough. But even beyond that, just all the side characters are really fun and memorable as well. They bring back the team, the computer team, or the team that Mike is working with in Bad Boys for Life. They bring them back in here, and I just thought they also stood out as well. And in Bad Boys fashion, this movie is also really funny. It has so many laughs. There's so many things that got the theater laughing, and I just thought that the humor in it was just really good in Bad Boys fashion, like it is in all these movies. But it also maintains some of the kind of the heart that Bad Boys 3 had, where Bad Boys 3 was a film about kind of retirement and what you're going to do with life, and if you've still got what it takes 40 years after becoming this police officer. It's kind of about retirement and what you want to do with your life. This one, like I said before, is more about the dynamic between the father and the son and how much time in life you have left. And with Will Smith and his son, they kind of go on a nice little bonding journey throughout this film. And when it comes to how much time you have left, it kind of dives into there are certain plot points with Captain Howard from the last film that are thrown in here. It kind of deals with themes about death. And so I thought it just also maintained some of the themes in Bad Boys 3. Also, the final thing to talk about here in the good, there's just some extremely stylized action sequences, where the action is, there's so many drone shots going around the set pieces that make you look, it just looks more immersive. It transitions into these like what Call of Duty first person shots of like Will Smith holding a gun, and like the camera is like moving back and forth between his face and the point of view of the gun and what it's shooting. It's extremely stylized. There's a sequence in this movie with Reggie where the group of characters are looking at a set of security cameras, and the camera goes from the security camera, zooms out of it to watch the characters' reactions, goes into another security camera. It's just extremely stylized, and so I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Out of the best elements of the franchise, it's my favorite of the Bad Boys movies. From there, let's move on to the bad. And when it comes to the bad for this movie, I would say that the plot is a little bit convoluted. Like, the certain plot points and how they become fugitives and the villain plot, it is a little bit contrived, convoluted, to me at least, because it does move at a pretty fast pace, and so they're just moving from one thing to the next really quickly, especially in the middle part of the movie. That's where I felt like some of the logic was kind of off here. Also, I think the heart of Bad Boys 3 was certainly heavier than the heart of this film. It still has some themes and messages, but I don't think they were done as effectively as they were in Bad Boys for Life. Still really enjoyed this movie. This is my favorite of the Bad Boys franchise. But I wish the heart was kind of a little bit more front and center than it actually was in this movie. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It is my favorite of the Bad Boys movies. It has the best elements of the franchise. There was just some things that needed a little bit of improvement. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Overall, I give this one an A-. If you enjoyed the Bad Boys movies and action movies, definitely check this one out. Those are just my thoughts on it, though. Down below in the comment section, share what you thought of it. Over on my channel, I have more content like this. Check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I will see you in the next one.